Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Inside the Garage here on WFRV Plus. I am your co-host, Blake Bortz. I should bring him in right away.
Hello.
Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness.
God, it's all gone wrong.
The
buttons. Hit the button.
I just ate Taco Bell, and it just like the spice, the sauce just came up. And you know what I'm
we're
gonna do?
recording at 10:15 in the morning right now.
I know we are. Isn't that remarkable?
And you're eating Taco Bell?
Yes, it was amazing. I loved it. You tell me you never, and I didn't get any breakfast food either. It was straight like I got a quesarito because that's back.
It is back.
So like this is the world we live in.
Taco Bell 10:30's not even. It's earlier.
So I'm gonna put the disclaimer. We're recording this on Tuesday the 23rd. So by the time you guys see this, sort of Christmas will be past. So
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to everybody. So exciting times. I mean, as always, doing this show. I mean, we're still talking drivers. This episode in particular is probably my favorite of probably all of them of the off season so far. And
yeah, but before we get into it, got to pay our respects to the Biff.
yeah. So Greg Biffle passed away. When was that? That was last week.
It would have been Wednesday because we recorded Tuesday, didn't we?
No, we recorded on Tuesday, and then we got the news that it happened.
Oh yeah, that's
So
right.
so last week, Greg Biffle, his wife, two kids, the pilot and his son, were in a accident with a plane. Came down. All seven of them, unfortunately, did not make it out of it. Man, Greg Biffle. It was good in the sport.
Top 75.
I just watched a YouTube video talking about the Roush dominance of the 2005 season.
Yeah.
And it was highlighted by the breakout of the Biff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he led 6 wins. He finished second in points.
Yeah.
And
No, I loved that Mark Martin had put something on his face or Twitter or whatever account it is. One of his social media accounts of like Biffle and him going toe to toe at Homestead on the final race of the season.
Yes.
Oh, it was such a good finish to the race. Man, it's just, gone way too soon. He was a legend in the sport. I mean,
In and out.
he was
too.
helping so many young drivers. Cletus McFarland, obviously a pretty popular name right now in NASCAR, coming up and stuff, in ARCA. And I mean, I'm not saying he's a young driver, but he's a popular one for sure. So, but yeah, just a really unfortunate situation, and we'll miss number 16 for sure.
Last win in Biffle's career in the Cup Series 2013 at Michigan. Also won his last ever NASCAR win was in the Truck Series, I believe in 2019.
Yeah.
So rest in peace to Greg Biffle, his whole family, and the pilot and his son though. So. We're going from somber to
the show must go on.
The show has to move on. We're gonna move on to our first driver we're gonna be talking about today. We're talking about 10th to 6th in the NASCAR Cup Series points, and that gets us underway with the final Trackhouse Racing Driver of the Year. That is Ross Chastain. Ross had 121 stage points, finished 10th in the points. Competed in all 36 races, 1 win, 4 top 5s, 12 top 10s, 4 DNFs. Indy, this stat really boggled my mind most. 83 laps led for Ross Chastain this year.
Yeah, it's the first time since the start of his Trackhouse tenure in 2022 that he led fewer than 100 laps. Only 83 laps, like you said, and 9 of the 36 races. So, I mean, kind of disappointing. He's top 10. Can't really say it's a bad year, but still.
For the standards that are in place there at Trackhouse, it really feels like he can't afford to have these. They're not bad seasons, but more or less mediocre finishes. You kind of look at his results to start the year. Iffy. I mean, you can't count the date. I don't really take the Daytona finishes into account just because of the mayhem. He was out after lap 70.
Yeah.
But he had a 12th, 11th, 5th to start the year. He had 3 straight top 10s. Finished second at Texas. Then he won at Charlotte in the World 600, going from last to first. So
yeah, that Charlotte race was awesome. I mean, talk about a really fun finish between him and who was it, William Byron, I believe.
Yep.
In turns 1 and 2, he takes the lead and led the final 6 laps to score his 6th Cup victories and his first crown jewel in NASCAR. I mean, that was impressive. That was a fun way to end the Coke 600 for sure. Is it still called the Coke 600? It used
to be called the World 600.
Okay,
but it's called the
old-timer.
Coke 600.
All right, old timer.
Anywho, the win is kind of where the buck stopped for this one car.
Yeah.
He got 10th, 11th his postseason, 11th, 24th, 19th in the round of 16. Ross just really wasn't there. I mean, an average.
And you remember last year, he also got he didn't even make the playoffs last year.
Yeah, no, but that was, I mean, there was a lot of winners in that that span compared from last year to this year for Ross Chastain.
The Roval cutoff was interesting, to say the least.
Oh,
when you know, he kind of went for a move there, and
it didn't pay out. It
he
didn't
did
pan
it in
off.
the most Ross Chastain way possible and finished the race backwards.
Yep, and it didn't work out for him. Comparing his 24 to this year, same amount of wins, 2 less top 5s, 2 less top 10s. He didn't win a pole, but that's not into a factor or anything.
Right.
311 laps led last year, only 83 that we mentioned already this year. But then looking at kind of his ranking, he finished 19th in the points last year, 10th this year. His average start got worse from 15th to 19th. His average finish went from 14.9 to 15.8. That's a 9-point swing there. It just always felt like Ross wasn't in contention at all, other than getting the win at Charlotte. I didn't fear him as a championship contender.
Not as you used to a couple years ago when he was in the championship four.
I would have been very shocked if he made it to the round of 8 this year.
Yeah, for sure.
But,
I mean, but things are on the good things are on the horizon for Chastain. Like we said, he's returning to the number 1.
Yep.
Crew chief Surgeon is moving on from the organization. Trackhouse named Brandon McSwain the new crew chief. McSwain comes over from Hendrick Motorsports after working as a race engineer for William Byron's team, a new voice on top. Organization could be in prime position for a little spark maybe there. We'll see.
It could be a spark. I mean, always when you bring in a new voice to kind of lead one of these new teams, can really bring that juice, or could also be a slower start. It'd be something to see. We both agree this season was a B average. It was just an average really season for Ross. Really think I needs to pick it up into this year.
Needs to get back towards the front, I would say. You know, he was, like you said, low teens. Get back into the top 10, top 5, and, you know, Ross, you'll be all right.
He'll be all right. That's going to bring us to driver number 2, finished 9th in the standings. That is going to be Tyler Reddick of 23.
What a weird season
11.
for Tyler Reddick.
Well, you're gonna hear some crazy stats here. 219 stage points for Tyler Reddick. No wins. It's his first winless season, I believe, since his second year in Cup at RCR. 7 top 5s, 14 top 10s, only 1 DNF, 169 laps led. He had 7 top 5s, 14 top 10s this year for Tyler Reddick.
Yeah, fewest top 5s, poles, and laps led since 2021, and fewest top 10s since 2022. But, you know, his average finish, 14.5, tied for 7th best with William Byron.
Yeah, so I just want to go into the comparison of his 24 to 25 before I quickly go through his 25 stats this year. He had 3 wins last year. Like I said, none this year. Top 5s went from 12 to 7. His top 10s went from 21 Indy to 14. Yeah. 14. That is a drop off. He still had 2 poles. He led 597 laps last year, only 169 this year. He went from 4th to 9th in the points. Average start got a little worse. And then you mentioned his average finish going to 14th. It just didn't feel like the 45 could get anything done this year.
Right. It kind of felt like Bubba Wallace almost assumed the role as the top.
And we talked about that.
XI car.
We talked about that last week.
Right. And so, you know, there's really no reason for me to doubt that Reddick won't get back to his winning ways in 2026. I mean, like we said, he regressed pretty much statistically all around.
Yep.
But, you know, it's just 6 of his 7 top 5s in 2025 came on different style tracks. So that is, you know, something to kind of highlight. You know, he still is quite the wheelman, and he certainly can get things done. It's just a matter of putting together consistent finishes, being able to be there towards the front at the end of the race, staying out of trouble early in the race. You know, like you said, only 1 DNF, which wasn't. I think you said right, 1 DNF.
Yes.
Yeah.
He
so
wrecked
I
out,
mean,
he wrecked out once.
Just gotta make sure you avoid those situations that can happen earlier in the race. And I've got no doubt that Tyler Reddick, he'll be back in the win column next year.
He went from Bristol to Charlotte this year with that was a span that he didn't have a top 10. He then had a good run through the summer months through the in-season tournament. But then it just kind of fell apart. Second at Darlington in the playoffs, 16th, 15th in the first round. Round 2 was 21st, 7th, 10th. He ended the season good on a decent amount of momentum, but I mean, like you said, wouldn't expect anything out of him. I give him a B minus. You give him a B. We're both quite similar on our takes in the 45.
It's just more so, like I said, it was a weird year for him. It didn't make a lot of sense that he had 0 wins because he's certainly a driver, talented enough to be a multi-win driver in the sport. And I would not be surprised if next year he could make a deep playoff run, a deep playoff push, depending on whatever that format is. Actually, did they decide that yet?
They haven't yet.
No,
It's still in the rumor mill. I would
Points.
imagine no changes this year.
Points.
On that note,
Yeah, sorry.
on that note, we're gonna take our first commercial break of the show. When we come back, it's gonna be my
It's
time to
showtime.
shine. It's showtime. We're gonna have Chase Elliott, Joey Logano. I think you're just gonna have to let me yap about the 9. I'll let you yap about the 22.
All
and
right, works
we'll go
for
from
me.
there. All right, we're gonna take our first commercial break. Stay with us, guys. I feel obliged. I have to have you be in here as we talk about Chase Elliott right off the rip. We're gonna get right away with it. Driver of the
It's gonna
number.
be a long segment.
This is good. No, we'll keep it short and sweet here. Chase Elliott finished 8th in the points. Obviously, for me, very disappointing. But not much you can do about it. He had 196 stage points, 2 wins, 11 top 5s, 19 top 10s, 3 DNFs. He led 454 laps. I'm gonna be honest, didn't feel like that. He led that much, but that's what he came out to. The eerie thing that I found really diving into this is his numbers from last year are from 2025 mirror 2024. 11, same top 10, same top 5s, roughly the same amount of laps. But the average start got worse, which is concerning. He went from 11th to 16th, and then he had an average finish of 11.7 to 12.6. For me, honestly, as just a fan watching him and being quite a diehard as I am, the season kind of started out rough. I didn't think he was going to win anywhere. He didn't seem to really be dominant in any facet. He led 42 laps at Martinsville. He's been getting better there. He finished 6th in the Coke 600, 3rd at Mexico, 5th at Pocono, and then he won Atlanta, which was big. I mean, he's kind of owned Atlanta as his track, which he should be. Being the Georgia-born driver. 3rd at Sonoma, 6th at Dover, and I feel he limped his way into the postseason. I know you're just sitting here listening to me.
No, I'm just looking up some stats. You're good.
But I know you are. I'm just want to get your quick thoughts on this because I wonder if you feel the same thing I did. He was first. He had after we left Indianapolis, he was first in the overall points, and it looked like he was going to break away and win the regular season title. But do you think he would have been a better contender or would have gotten to the Final Four if he had gotten those points? Because he lost a handful of points before we got to Darlington because of not winning the regular season points.
Yeah, I mean, that certainly would have helped. I mean, he got knocked out in the round of 8, so maybe not the biggest thing for the previous 2 rounds, but still, those playoff points, they show you how much they matter. I mean, he ended up missing the Final Four because of, he just wasn't fast enough at some of those tracks. But, like you said, it is really interesting to see Elliott kind of just mirror his stats from last year. And
I think that's the most remarkable thing that from this season watching him was it's just
he did lead the most laps since 2022. Pretty much, he's with Alan Gustafson. I mean, it's a great duo. You can't. Gustafson's one heck of a crew chief.
There's a lot of fans,
and Gustafson.
There's a lot of fans that hate him.
Really?
Hate him.
I
think they're a great fan.
I think they're great.
They're a great pairing.
I think it's definitely something that are positives to take into next year. Is he's got a longtime crew chief, and he, like I said, led the most laps since 2022. So there's really no reason for me to believe that Elliott's going to regress at all. Hendrick wins their series record 15th Cup Series championship. I mean, it wasn't him, but still,
Yeah.
regardless, you know, if you're finishing as, you know, I guess, quote unquote, the third Hendrick driver, that's not the worst thing if you're finishing, what, eighth?
Yeah, I mean, he hit that stretch that I mentioned, 14th at Iowa, 26th at Watkins Glen, 38th at Richmond. He finished 10th at Daytona, 17th at Darlington, and then he got it back going again, third at Gateway, 38th at Bristol, and then
Yeah, that
fifth.
Bristol one was rough.
You're telling me.
Mm.
Fifth at Loudon. He won Kansas on that he should not have won Kansas, but he did. I mean, it's just tough. You know, you see the success of the 24 and you see the success of Kyle Larson, and it's great. But you feel like Chase Elliott was always going to be the Jeff Gordon of now for Hendrick. It's always been what that's been. Now you bring in Kyle Larson as a free agent in 2021. Kind of more or less, it was a weird, wacky situation how that all went on back then. But Hendrick's gifted this generational race car driver that's only gotten better over time.
Yeah.
And then you bring up William Byron through as a prospect,
and it shows you just how talented Hendrick is.
It's just,
not only Hendrick, the whole sport. I mean, it's just super competitive. It's not like back in the day where there was maybe 5-6 dominant drivers. Right now, you know, anyone can. I mean, especially with the playoff format, anyone can win and get hot and win a championship at this point.
It's miraculous. I give him a B+. I think next year he goes and wins.
What did I give him?
An A-.
Yeah, I think Elliott did solid enough for an A-. He sneaks into that A- category just because he led so many laps. I mean, you said it didn't feel like it, but I thought, you know, Elliott always had a chance to win the race every week, and not so much for the next guy.
I mean, all I know is Chase has got to win at least 3 to become more competitive because the field gets stronger. I think Joey Logano is gonna have to keep up production over there at Team Penske.
Well, when it comes down to bouncing back from disappointing seasons, history's been on Joey Logano's side. Particularly winning championships the following season. It's an even year coming up. And based on this playoff format, so let me just tell you these stats, which is really crazy.
I'm sure I have them here as well.
After finishing 17th and not making the playoffs in 2017, he roared back and won his first Cup Series championship the following year.
Yep.
Then after finishing 8th in 2021, he won a second championship in 2022. He won when he dipped down to 12th in 2023. What did he do in 2024?
He won the title.
He won his third title. So if history repeats himself, you know, he should be in contention to win his fourth Cup title. Now, a couple of stats we'll actually rattle off here. He had 1 win this year, 7 top 5s, 13 top 10s, 2 poles, 577 laps led after winning 3 NASCAR championships. Logano has an uncharacteristic off year in 2025. Well, uncharacteristic maybe. You know, odd year. It's so weird.
So uncanny
it's so
that this
weird.
happens.
But you know, he finished strong during the 10 race playoff format with 4 top 5s, 2 top 10s, advancing to the third round semifinals before he was eliminated in the before the championship 4. Even though he finished a respectable 7th place, statistically, it was his worst performing season with the fewest wins. Tied with 1, fewest top 5s, and then tied with his fewest top 10 since 2012. So, you know, obviously, I feel like Logano regressed a little bit, but again, it's an odd year.
Yeah, I mean,
it's so weird how a driver can go really good, really meh, really good, really meh. It's just so interesting. His best race, I would by far, is his lone victory of the year at Texas in the spring race. You know, he led just 7 laps though, but from a dominant standpoint, his 4th place finish at Loudon was probably one of his better races as well. Starting from pole and leading 147 laps before
that was his probably best race of the year.
Tailing off, you know, track position was arguably his biggest problem. He failed to lead even 1 lap in 19 of the 36 point paying races, including a 15 race stretch. From the spring race of Charlotte to the playoff opener in Darlington, he failed to lead a lap in 11 of those events. So you're going to want to see Joey to kind of bounce back. You know, to me, it kind of felt like another situation where I think he can win on any given weekend, but at the same time, I never really saw it this year. It's hard to explain from a fan standpoint. If you love this guy, he's one of your favorite drivers, favorite driver, but. I always know every weekend he comes to the track, he's got a chance to win. I don't care where he starts, but sometimes it just felt like, eh.
Yeah. I mean, I felt the same way with Chase. So, it's there.
But, the laps led, aside from that long stretch, he was really good in the other races. I mean, 500 plus laps led. That's definitely a stat you shouldn't pass over. I just think what Logano can do next year, like I said, if history repeats itself, it's certainly looking like it could be a good year. He's got Paul Wolf up on the as his crew chief. They've been together for a couple years now, so I have no doubt that Logano will bounce back here. But the main thing is he's bald.
He's bald.
He's
bald and he's proud.
Joey went through a bit of a off-season transformation. I don't know. I love it. I think it's awesome. He said, heck with the hair, whatever. I'm done taking all those hair medications. I'm going bald. And now the Bald Bandit, he might...
Bald in a dream.
Yeah, he might have a new nickname.
4 titles.
Although I will say, sliced bread's pretty cool.
Yeah, sliced bread is pretty cool.
But yeah, Joey, I'm excited to see what happens next year for sure. I wish he was the top Ford driver of the year, but his teammate Ryan Blaney.
Yep, he's gonna be the last one we talk to. We both give Logano B's on this season.
Yeah,
so
it's probably fair for him. Like I said, bit of a disappointment, but still,
what are you gonna do?
He can win any given weekend.
Sure he can. We're going to take our final break of the show when we come back. We're going to talk about Ryan Blaney and his season before we send you guys off on your way. So stay with us. You won't want to miss it. Right, Indy?
You got it.
Woohoo! Young Ryan Blaney. He's a new dad now.
Oh, yeah, baby.
So, I mean, that's one thing to take away from the season for the 12 car. He finished 6th in the points, 316 stage points.
Yeah, talk about a good season.
I mean, sure.
Obviously, you want to make the championship 4, but it's hard to imagine a better finish to the season for Ryan Blaney.
I was just going to get into that. I believe this was truly, this was his breakout season. I'll get more into that in a second. 4 wins, 15 top 5s, 19 top 10s, 8 DNFs is the one thing that really hurt him this year.
That is one of the things I wanted to mention right off the rip here.
851 laps led as well.
852.
It's 851. I don't know where you got 852. The NASCAR, this is straight off the NASCAR website.
I am on the NASCAR website.
It says 851, unless they credit him with another lap somehow.
They did.
He led a lap at Mars Raceway.
Yes. Anyways, it was his best by far in his career. His previous high was 668 in 2020. Now 852. That's obviously a significant difference. But it was 8 DNFs.
Yep.
3 of those came in consecutive races during a rough spell in March with engine failures in Phoenix and Miami, sandwiching a crash out in Las Vegas, but 5 of the other crashes throughout the season outs the number 12 from competition before the race concluded. So if Blaney can just clean up those DNFs, man, he's a championship contender year in and year out. He looks to be the lead Ford car. I hate to say it, but I love Ryan Blaney almost as much as I love Joey Logano, so I have no complaints there. Obviously, my sister is a huge Ryan Blaney fan.
No, she's not.
It just works out that way. We go to Arizona, and who wins the freaking race? It's young Ryan Blaney.
Yeah, I mean, Ryan Blaney, you mentioned the DNFs. One of those engine expirations was at Homestead, a race he probably was going to win if not for his engine letting go. He won at Nashville to get his first win of the year, as I turn the page here. And then he won at Daytona in the summer race. He won at New Hampshire after starting second, got the win. And you already alluded to it. He won at Phoenix. He also finished second at Martinsville when he needed to win and get into the playoffs. Yeah. Ryan Blaney is always a threat. Comparing his 24 to his 25, it is almost uncanny. He had one more win. He increased his top 5s from 12 to 15, top 10s from 18 to 19. Laps led went up from 567 to 852. And then his average start went from 13th to 14th. Average finish increased from 15th to 14th. Ryan Blaney is just kind of going to always be a competitor.
Yeah, I mean, it's no disrespect to Logano or Cindric. He is by far the top Ford car in the field.
Top Ford car. Indy gives him an A. I give him an A-. We both really liked how this 12 car went.
I mean, like I said, a lot of high expectations for that 12 car, and hopefully Team Penske next year.
Well, there you guys have it. Another episode of Inside the Garage here, recapping the drivers. I'm pretty much excited for next week to wrap this whole driver recap up. And then
we get to try to figure out what else to do.
And then we're going into predictions.
Oh, boy.
We're going into predictions early.
Hey, that works for me.
Hey, we're getting right into it. Indy, always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure. And Merry Christmas to everybody as well.
Merry Christmas again.
Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Well, this will air on Friday, so Christmas will be over. But hopefully you enjoyed your holiday. Hopefully you spent it with some family time and friends and all that good stuff. Hopefully you got some good die casts as well.
I
gotta go to the store still.
We do. I also hold on. I'm gonna show it. So I did Christmas with my dad's half of the family.
Oh,
and
Rusty.
I'm gonna and he, I got. Let me find the picture.
Hurry up! Running out of time.
I don't know if anyone can see it, but I got a piece of Rusty Wallace's. I don't know the year. I don't know the year
Doesn't
of it.
matter.
It's awesome.
It's Rusty Wallace.
That's Indiana Shills. I'm Blake Board. Thank you guys for watching Inside the Garage here on WFRV Plus. We'll see you guys next week. Have a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.